Good morning, everyone. This is Cars and Fitness. My name is Andre.
And my name is Eugene. Today, on a rainy Saturday, we'll show you what you can do even on a cool, rainy day. You gotta enjoy your weekend, and you're gonna enjoy it with us today. Andre.
Absolutely. So behind us, we have this gorgeous 2019 BMW X5 40i. We're gonna do an in-depth review of this car. Eugene, why don't you go ahead and give us a sneak peek of what you will talk about in this review.
Right, so we're gonna get into some details of the exterior, interior, all the improvements that this car has over the previous model. And then after that, you know that we do everything as a combination with fitness. Andre, what are we gonna do fitness-wise?
Yeah, so we do need to exercise today, and we're not gonna go to a traditional gym. Instead, we will use this beautiful car to basically find a way to challenge ourselves. So stay tuned and subscribe to our channel.
Come with us and enjoy your day. Welcome back, guys. Next to me, I have a 2019 BMW X5. This is a brand new version. It's been redesigned inside and out. So right now, I'm gonna give you a walk around in the exterior. I'm gonna tell you a little bit of technical details, and then Andre will get into the interior bits and pieces, which are also very different and have been improved. So right up front, as you can see, this is a relatively base model. So this is a good benchmark to compare to and talk about without having any expensive options. So you can see from the front, first thing that jumps out at you are these large oversized grills, right? So this is the design that BMW is taking on. It's a little bit controversial. I think it's really cool for an SUV. It has a nice stance. It gives a good road presence. You can see these new type of headlights. So instead, previous model had round or a little bit square type engine lights, and these are kind of semicircle. Very interesting, very new appearance. One of the options that you can get are laser lights. So that's something new. BMW and Audi have been one of the first ones to come out with laser lights. Very interesting concept. So let's take a walk around and see. So overall, you can see that this car has grew. It's a little bit larger in dimensions. It's wider, it's longer, it's got a little bit more interior room. Alright, so overall, as a profile, you see that it has some similarities with the previous model, and the reason for that is the previous model has been successful, so the BMW wanted to make sure they retain the success. So come with me to the rear side. So again, the rear can be slightly familiar, right? But if you start looking at the details, you can really see the improvements. You can see these taillights, they're kind of 3D. It's hard to tell from the distance. There's a little bit of a gap here. So this is the new generation, better visibility for all the drivers to see you. All right, so the rear bottom part, the rear bumper, you can see the exhaust inserts, the middle diffuser portion is new. It gives it really nice shape, new design, and a really fresh look, right? So backup camera is standard. That's for all cars in BMW lineup, so that's a really good safety feature. Right now we'll get into some technical details of this car. Again, like I said, a lot of things are new inside and out. So one interesting aspect of the technical details is the cooling and aerodynamics. So one of the purposes of this large grille is obviously to cool the engine. If you look closely, Andre, come close, I'll show you something interesting. If you can see the interior slats, when the engine needs extra cooling, they open up and allow more air to flow. So that's a very interesting trick that previously was used in race cars and some exotic luxury cars such as Lamborghini, Ferrari, and McLaren. So BMW adopted this topic. Under the hood here is the new 6-cylinder twin power turbo engine. It's a single twin scroll turbo. It produces 340 horsepower. It's a 3-liter engine. Very efficient. Right, so in the previous model, the engine was more efficient than powerful, and here it's a combination of both. So BMW kind of stepped up and said, we want to make sure that we have the sportiness, the power, and the efficiency.
I think, Eugene, this is B58 engine, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes. So the technical code for this is B58. Right, so it's paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission, very smooth shifting, very good balance between sport mode and efficient mode. If you want to be comfortable, it's smooth. If you want to get into some sport manual shifting, it gives you that ability. All right, so now to the handling and suspension part. So here you can see these stabilizer bars in the engine bay. They help the car really stay stable on the road when taking the turns at a little bit of a faster speed. Comfort-wise, this car is significantly more comfortable. We'll get into more of the driving comforts when we get into the driving dynamics a little bit later. So now what I want to do is I want to get inside the car and let Andre tell you how much better the insides are versus the previous generation.
All right, Eugene, let's look at the interior of this car. Please come from this side, so I'll show you what this car is made of. So as you can see, the design is different from F15 platform. So basically we have a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge about F15 platform for both of us. This is a big improvement in terms of the overall interior space and quality. So as Eugene said, this is a base model, but nevertheless it still has a list of good standard options, and these are standard leatherette seats. It's a little dark here, but you can still see they look very cool. So for F15 generation, non-M Sport seats looked very plain. To be honest, these seats look very good. They have side support, very cool design. So basically overall a big step up from previous base seats. Steering wheel is also very nice, and once again, this is not an M Sport model, which basically has upgraded seats, upgraded steering wheel, upgraded wheels, and a bunch of other stuff. So for non-M Sport model, this looks very, very nice. Very nice materials. If you look at the door, again, very beefy door. When you close it, it has a very nice feel to it. A lot of people prefer that. You have your standard controls here. Not much to talk about here. Let's look at the space in the rear. So as I said before, space-wise, this is more spacious versus the previous generation F15. The front seat is in a very comfortable position for me, and I can still comfortably fit in the back. You have some storage compartments here. And then let's take a look. Let's take a look here. So as you know, traditionally X5s had this very cool design of the rear door. Basically it's two parts, so this stays, which is very good because I love this. It's very unique. The only thing that changed is that instead of a handle, they now have this button, release button. But overall, as you can see, this is very similar, but a little bit larger than the F15. Plenty of room. You have your space for the spare here. Spare is an extra option, which this particular car does not have. Alright, let's take a look at the driver's control. So what I love about BMWs is that they all have the same cabin feel. So if you know your way around iDrive, this will look very familiar. Even though this is a new upgraded iDrive and the interior, it's still very intuitive and easy to use. So basically you have your standard split screen here, where you can configure what is shown on the left and what is shown on the right. The display size is very good. Basically you can fit a lot of useful information in here. Quality of the display is also very good, plus it's touch screen, so you can either control it through this knob or you can use the touch screen controls. There is also a gesture control option, which is now available on most BMWs, newer BMWs, so this is very cool. The instrument cluster is all digital, so basically you can configure how it looks. You can change the style of it, the coloring. Looks very modern, very nicely executed.
Hey guys, welcome to our fitness portion of our show. Today we're gonna do something very interesting. One word of caution: you got to make sure that you're in an abandoned area, there are no cars, there are no people, and you have to make judgment and exercise extreme caution, right? So don't try this at home. We are in a completely abandoned road. This is private property with permission, so we're doing this very interesting fitness exercise with what we have. Andre, what are we doing?
Yes, Eugene. So today we're going to use this car, which is approximately 4,500 pounds, to exercise. Let's push it and see how it goes.
Let's go.
Always stretch and warm up before doing any exercise.
Okay, here we go. 4,500 pounds rolling. Once you get the car moving, the momentum helps, but this is still a very heavy car. You get some exercise on your legs, on your arms, and hopefully not your pocket. All right. Incline. It's still going. All right. So we're gonna do this a few more times in different areas. It is starting to come down a little bit heavier, so we'll come back with another very interesting exercise with the same exact car.
How do you feel?
Good. Let's see. Let's get some exercise today.
All right, let's go.
Ready?
Yes. As I said before, this has a bit of an incline, so even though it looks easy, it's not as easy. Because remember, we're pulling 4,500 pound SUV. Let's get a different angle. Nice. Perfect. All right, let's reset. Welcome back, everyone. It's time to test drive this beautiful 2019 BMW X5 40i. Eugene is behind the wheel and he will tell us his impressions.
Okay, hey guys, welcome back. So first thing you see and feel when you get behind the wheel, it's very comfortable. The settings are very intuitive. All the steering wheel the seat settings are very easy to set up. It's very easy to understand what you do. All right, so the console has been redone. So now let's go for a drive. One of the interesting things that you feel right away is the car tightens your seatbelt right away, which can be a little bit strange feeling because a lot of cars that we tested before don't do that. So as you drive, you notice this car is significantly softer than the previous generation. speed wise, if you're just cruising, it feels powerful enough. It definitely feels a little bit more power than the previous generation. But again, this is very light driving as you're cruising. Steering is electronic. It's a little bit more precise than previous model. So you get to really get a little bit better feel, right? And I'm talking about the comfort setting. So multiple settings here: transmission settings, engine and suspension. So everything in comfort happens a little bit slow, smoother, and softer. So now if we go into sport transmission setting, you'll notice that it picks up quicker, holds our RPMs better, and downshifts, so the engine always is ready for acceleration. So shifts pretty quickly and very nicely, right? So if you get on the accelerator a little bit more, you start feeling the horsepower difference, with 40 horsepower more in this one than the previous generation. So this one has 340 versus 300 in the previous generation. So going into the sports setting, on suspension, then you start feeling the car tighten up a little bit. It's a little more composed. You sacrifice a little bit on the comfort, but what you do get is a little more confidence in turns, a little more confidence in sharper turns, and maneuverability. So that's that. So let's see.
As far as the exhaust note from the cabin, do you what are your impressions? Do you enjoy the?
So that's something that some of these cars lack, right? So especially BMWs. On the luxury side, it's good because what you do get is very calm, very quiet interior. But on the side, when you really want some exhaust note, it's a little bit muted, and you don't really get as much as you would. So if you're standing outside, and the previous exhaust clip that you heard when you were standing by the tailpipes is much better than what you hear inside. So that's something that is one of the downsides. But the good thing is, if you're cruising, or you're cruising down the highway, it's very quiet ride. Okay, so what are other impressions? So fuel economy is very good. It's always how you drive, and so there is an Eco Pro mode, which is very economical. Probably can do about 25-26 miles a gallon. Kind of mix city and highway. And if you get into sport and Sport Plus, you have to kind of pay to play, right? More responsive, more the turbo spools more, and it uses more gas. So more fun, and a little bit more expensive in terms of gas consumption. So overall, very comfortable, very nice ride. All the features are good. Everything is easy to find. Very enjoyable to drive for long distances. Definitely very roomy, larger, and it feels larger, but it doesn't feel bigger or heavier when you're driving. So the extra power definitely helps, and all the electronics work together to make it a nice ride. So Andre, what else do you think is worth mentioning from your driving and impression?
Yeah, you've mentioned everything related to someone being behind the wheel, but as far as the passenger experience, as you said, it's very good, very luxurious feel inside, good suspension. Even though the road we were driving on was bumpy, we did not feel much in comfort suspension mode, so it's very good, positive experience.
Okay, great.